Okay folks, welcome back. We're doing another Train With Me, Coach Andy series, and we're working on that lower body power here with that kickstand or split stance box jump. So I've got 10-pound dumbbells in each hand. I think it's 36-inch box height. Really focused on that 4-second eccentric phase, quite heavily into that eccentric phase now, and I'm loving the feel of making sure that I'm loading up effectively into the right areas with my movements. And so this one here, I'm really trying to focus on hinging onto the hips, loading up into that lead leg, pushing off hard into the ground, which is something that we need to be doing as golfers and understanding that. So not only should we do it on the lead leg, but also on the trail leg as well. So making sure that we're getting both sides. From here, going upper body ballistic power exercise, we're doing a step change bucket toss. Key here that we work on the dominant and the non-dominant sides, so making sure that we're loading up with that eccentric phase, being able to then transition effectively, feel that the weight is moving into that lead leg with that step, and then being able to rotate those hips and drive that ball into the wall as hard as we can. Really two good exercises for golfers to be working on to improve both upper body and lower body power. Moving on to the strength, we've got 3 reps here of a barbell RDL. I've been loving this movement recently, just with the issues I've had in my back before. I feel like I'm getting stronger through my back, hamstrings, hips, really feeling a good connection with this movement at the moment, and I think it's paying off well for me and our athletes here at the academy. Pairing this, secondly, we're going with a banded TKE. So TKE stands for terminal knee extension, and with that terminal knee extension, what we're talking about here is the end range of motion in the knee. A great example here is a conversation I had the other day is with Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods had knee issues because he would kind of snap the knee back. Now, along with other issues that Tiger did for training, I think that kind of end range of motion is where a lot of people get a little scared and worried. And I really like this exercise because it allows us to be able to work the strength of the end range of motion that the knee is going through. And it can be seen here, similar to that movement that you would see in the lead leg when you're performing your golf swing. Going on upper body strength, we've got pull-ups, probably one of my weakest movements, so it's something that I'm loving the fact that I'm working on it at the moment in the gym. Again, that 4-second eccentric phase, really trying to feel that lengthening of my lats and building strength in that position. Only 3 reps here. Again, it's relatively simple for some, but for others it's a challenge. Pairing that with a dumbbell lateral raise. It's an accessory move. We want to make sure that we can abduct the shoulders well. We can add rotation in later if we wanted, make it a little more kind of quote-unquote golf specific. But here, as that weight gets heavy, we're really trying to force that we're keeping that 2-second eccentric lowering down. So that muscle's staying under tension a little bit longer. We could potentially switch this out for bands or cables to keep the tension on the muscle a little bit more, but we're just working on dumbbells at the minute. Moving into core and conditioning, we've got the first movement here of 3 is our ski urge sprint. And it's a power exercise, but it's also a conditioning exercise because we're working for 20 seconds. So you can see here, I'm getting into a nice fully extended position or triple extension with the ankles and knees and the hips. I'm getting that nice reach up into the air. And then from here, I'm loading on up as quickly as I can into my hips, my hamstrings, back of the legs and through my back, trying to be as violent or as aggressive as possible with that. From here, moving on, going into a little bit kind of accessory movement. It's just forearm curls but in a reverse position. That kind of back side of the forearm can sometimes be overlooked, and we want to just make sure that we're training that. So we just do a little bit of work on this with our core and conditioning, and so we'll hit 20 reps of the forearm curls. Now this doesn't need to be heavy at all. This can be pretty light, just focused on creating that extension or that kind of cupping of the wrist. Again, if I'm talking to a golfer here, that cupping of the wrist can be quite important, certainly for a right-handed golfer on the right side or a left-handed golfer on the left side, or that trail arm. Finally, the last movement we're working on here is a seated calf raise. And so what I'm targeting here is the soleus or soleus muscle. So it's the one that attaches just before the knee. So if we do a seated calf raise like this, it's targeting more the soleus. Straight leg will target more of the gastrocnemius. And so basically we're just focused on forcing the heel to drive up, squeeze through the big toe, squeeze the soleus, calf muscles, and be able to kind of create that kind of strength and that stability through the ankle and up to the knee. I think it's really good for golfers. But again, hope you enjoyed that workout. Go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you all in the next one.